In this class, I'll be solving this practice question on how to graph a supply function. So the question goes thus. The supply function of a good is expressed as Q equal 40 plus 4p. Sketch a graph of this function. So how do we sketch a graph of this function? So solution. Remember the function is Q equal 40 plus 4p. So here we have the supply function here. Before you can graph a supply function, you need to find the value of p when q equals 0. Unlike when you have to graph a demand function where you find the value of p when q is equal to 0 and also the value of q when p is equal to 0. You find both. But in sketching a supply function, you only need to find the value of p when q is equal to 0. But let's do that. So the first is to find the value of the value of p when q equals 0. Don't forget the value of p when q equals 0 is known as supply choke price, like I explained in my previous video. Anyway, so in other words, wherever I see q, I put 0 here. So then I have 0 equal 40 plus 4p. So I want to make p the subject of the formula. So I take this 40 here. So I have minus 40 equals 4p. Then I have minus 40 over 4 equals p. Then I have minus 10 equals p. So minus 10 here represents our supply choke price. Okay, represent our supply choke price. Anyway. So how do I graph this function? How do I graph this function? We have this function, how do I graph it? You can see this p here is minus here. Okay? To graph that, so let me graph that here. So meaning that your supply curve is going to have both negative side, especially the price side and the positive. So I have quantity supply here. I have my QS here. Okay, this is negative side, this is positive side. Anyway, okay. Now I'm looking at 10. So I'm going to start supply curve from the negative side of price. So I have S. This is supply curve. This point I have minus 10. Okay, minus 10. So there, this is the price. Okay, this is the price. Then this is the quantity supply, and this is the supply curve, and the function of this supply curve is Q equals 40 plus 4p. 40 plus 4p. Guys, so in our next video, I will also demonstrate the situation whereby the graph of the supply function is restricted to the positive side. Thank you. Don't forget to like this video, drop your comment, and also share the video to benefit others. Thank you. See you in the next video.